So hello, I'm Susan Brennan, and I am here to present the 2023 C3E Education Award to Evangelina Galvin-Shreve, and she is the Chief Diversity Officer and Director of STEM at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, developing and stewarding a dynamic portfolio of diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility and STEM education initiatives. She guides the development of educational programs and partnerships to create pathways for historically underrepresented groups in STEM fields. She led a pilot program called STEM Ambassadors that helps scientific and professional role models engage with a range of individuals, organizations, and institutions. Her team annually engages 1,500 students in PNNL internships that provide hands-on experience and research opportunities to help accelerate the diversity of the future DOE workforce. So let me talk about a little bit more beyond the bio. So did we meet a month ago? Was it a month ago? Yeah, by Zoom. Because we're both in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the Mojave Desert and she's in what the equivalent of nowhere in Washington, right? But it is so cool. So I have, I've been around a long time. I've been in leadership for 38 years, and the last 10 years I've spent in climate startups, some of the things that we've been talking about today. And after 10 years of doing that, you can get pretty worn down. I hate to admit that, but then I met Evangelina, and I was inspired by her energy, and I think that the universe has conspired to put us together because I was completely re-energized talking to her. So it's football season. Evangelina's moving the ball forward. And in my opinion, the U.S., we can't move clean energy forward in the U.S. or just in general if we leave brains and untapped enthusiasm because people don't have awareness and opportunity. And Evangelina's programs, and when I heard that they had 1,500 students a year, I mean that's amazing. That's significant. And I think back to my own. I was the smart science kid in a steel town where everybody carried a lunchbox to work and nobody knew what to do with me. And Evangelina, you didn't come into my life then, but you've come into my life now. But I think about kids like me that need people like you because you just don't know that it's out there. So there's the expression, you have to see it to be it, and Evangelina makes that happen. So I think that's really incredibly, that's just powerful. And then how many of you were here for yesterday's panels? So then, it was a horrible discussion about teens committing suicide because they are so depressed over climate change. I mean, when I hear that, it gives me goosebumps. So, Evangelina, people like you make such a difference because you're showing the positive and the opportunity. And then I thought about the conversations about the grid and who's going to write this interesting software that between fossil fuels and climate change and change the language. And so the work you're doing is really exciting. So with that, I look forward to hearing from Evangelina, and I'd like to present you with the 2023 C3E Education Award.
Hello, everyone. I am extremely grateful to be with you today. I am nervous. And thank you, Susan, for that kind introduction. And as my two daughters would say, whoa. The vibe in the last 2 days has been amazing. It's an honor to be here with you to share this stage with so many outstanding women who have made such a difference in diversity and equality within the clean energy field. C3E provides invaluable opportunities for women in clean energy and serves as a champion for equity. I'm deeply inspired by the work of the C3E and the women who have been involved and who are sitting in this room today as leaders and innovators in the field. As a little girl who is part of an immigrant farm worker family, I'm not going to cry, and with parents who had an 8th grade education, they truly were the wisest people I knew. They really believed in three core values: love, education, and hard work. I have kept those three factors as foundations to how it's shaped me today and how I live my work and my life. And I can tell you that I never would have imagined being in this room with you today. It's humbling and something I'm incredibly grateful for. Many have already mentioned the commitment to value and significance of paying it forward, and my journey is quite similar. Women and leaders who saw potential in me encouraged me to pursue opportunities and were willing to invest in my sense of belonging and identity. This made all the difference for the work that I do today. My life is built on that every person should experience belonging and inclusion in the places that they dream about joining and want to be part of. I see every day in the work that I do at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, and it's what keeps me motivated, inspired, and energized about the future of the clean energy field. I am grateful to be leading a team at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory that is profoundly dedicated to the next generation of STEM professionals. 80% of my team comes from underrepresented populations in STEM, many who are first generation and women. My team and I share a joint passion and commitment to engaging the untapped potential of our future clean energy workforce. I see my role as finding the opportunities to open doors, and sometimes knock them down, to support and accelerate these efforts. This team has created countless opportunities and pathways for our next generation. We have built community partnerships, developed innovative internship programs, and launched comprehensive development opportunities. Today, I feel that I'm accepting this award on behalf of PNNL and my entire team that's dedicated to the STEM workforce and the education professionals. We know it takes a village to make an impact, and this team is my village. Their work and dedication are what leads to an incredible impact we have on so many future STEM professionals. The heart of my career is this. I focus on engaging the future STEM workforce by providing opportunities to all communities. And I specifically am dedicated to engaging with communities that are like the one I grew up in, underserved, and populations that are historically underrepresented in STEM. I use authenticity and relationship building to serve as a platform that provides education for the next generation, creating pathways for students from all communities to join our STEM workforce. We have significant and critical areas of research that needs in the clean energy science, and we have a generation waiting to join the ranks of professionals who make a scientific impact. That is exactly what makes me so excited. I love that I get to work with my energy colleagues and especially amazing leaders like those of you in this room. The array of interests, passions, and expertise that is contained in the next generation is staggering. Their ideas, creativity, and passion is essential to our future. We need their voices to join the STEM community, and we need to be dedicated to opening pathways, championing them if you want to see that happen. If there's one thing I want every person who's dreaming about becoming a STEM professional to know, it's this. You are worthy of joining the places you dreamed about and want to be part of. You are brilliant, and we need diversity and brilliance to lead and to innovate for the clean energy future we are pursuing. You belong. In closing, thank you C3E for the honor of this award, for organizing this event, and for all you have done to support women in clean energy. And thank you to my amazing colleagues and here who are here to help incredible work in this field and do this every single day. I'm so grateful to be in this space and working with you for the future of the clean energy science. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay, someone lost their speech. Okay. So we're on the home stretch. Yay! It's kind of maybe we could go tomorrow. You know, like
So inspirational. So anyways, good afternoon. I'm Deb Frodel. I'm a C3E ambassador, and I'm delighted to be here with all of you. I have the distinct honor and pleasure to introduce a remarkable woman in clean energy who's just making a significant impact. Please join me in congratulating our 2023 C3E Finance Award winner, Erin Davis. Erin is a tremendous global leader who has blazed trails in the clean energy and climate investing space. She has been the founder of 2 separate companies and has raised and deployed nearly $200 million. She is passionate and authentic leader who has a bias for action and commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And let me just share with you some of Erin's impressive career highlights. Erin's journey in the impact investing started with a fellowship in Tonga at South Pacific Business Development, and she later served as the investment officer at FINCA International. She then co-founded and served as the vice president of Social Investment and Manager Advisors SEMA Fund, where she played a crucial role in driving impact investment in emerging markets, establishing 3 funds in the off-grid energy and financial access space for a total capitalization of almost $180 million. Notably, she served as the director of SEMA's ANGZA Distributor Finance Fund, where she spearheaded gender lens investing initiatives for energy entrepreneurs in sub-Saharan Africa. And now, Erin is the co-founder and the COO of Enduring Planet, a fintech platform to support climate entrepreneurs. In less than 2 years, Erin and her team have made over 25 investments in clean energy and climate change, and over 80% of those investments have gone to underrepresented founders and diverse teams. Erin's peers describe her as one of the most talented professionals they have had the privilege to work alongside. She is brilliant, incredibly dedicated and thoughtful and caring leader, and a strongly committed working on climate, equity and inclusion, and impact finance. I have the privilege of spending a little bit of time with Erin, and that describes her tremendously. And she is so deserving of this award. So let me please congratulate Erin on this award. She couldn't be with us today. She's going to join by Zoom. She's a little bit under the weather, so I look forward to hearing her message. So thank you.
Thank you, Deb, for your glowing introduction. I'm so honored to be introduced by a woman like you who has paved the road I'm literally walking on. I'm so bummed that I can't be there in person, but I appreciate everybody putting this together so I can present on Zoom. In preparation for the symposium, I watched a lot of the speeches given by former awardees to see what I should say, and I have to admit I also queried ChatGPT. Unsurprisingly, a recurring theme emerged: moms, in every sense of the word and inclusive definition of the word. Today I'd like to continue in that tradition because it is this aspect of my life that inspires me to keep moving forward in my career on climate finance. My path to becoming a mother was relatively straightforward until it wasn't. At 33 weeks pregnant, my husband and I decided to go on a baby moon to a friend's farm in Lake City, South Carolina, a quick 7-hour jaunt from our home in Washington, D.C. It was there in rural South Carolina that my body decided it was time for a baby to come. In the wee dark hours of a Sunday morning, my husband and I hydroplaned our way to the nearest hospital, begging to be seen and emphatically declaring that I was most certainly not in labor. Sure enough, I was in labor. Given how premature it was, I spent 3 days hooked up to IVs trying to stop my body from doing what it naturally wanted to do. And then on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, it was time. We had done everything we could do to ensure the best outcomes for a 34-week-old preemie. The moment the meds were lifted, my body picked up exactly where it had left off, and 3 short hours later, my son was born. I didn't get to have the experience that I had dreamt of, spending those first few hours cuddled together skin to skin. Instead, my son was immediately whisked away to the NICU for 7 days to ensure he was healthy enough to make the trek back to DC. Those next 7 days were agony. I spent them pumping on a 3-hour alarm, calling the NICU to see if I could visit my baby, visiting my baby, and meditating, aka rewatching the entire series of Schitt's Creek. The visceral memory of my son's dramatic and uncertain entry into this world has become a bedrock in my life. The experience continues to serve me, especially as an entrepreneur in finance. At my company, Enduring Planet, we're committed to doing things differently in the climate finance space. We're providing crucial funding to climate entrepreneurs who are driving tangible change, many of whom have been dismissed as unbankable by mainstream financial institutions. In the last decade, there's been a surge in entrepreneurial efforts to combat climate change, which is not being matched by a proportionate increase in available capital. We recognize that less than 20% of climate finance needs are currently being met. The need is in the hundreds of trillions of dollars. Despite our determination, we encounter numerous hurdles and no shortage of skepticism. There are moments when it feels like everything is crumbling around us. VCs turn us down, our software has a glitch, and investment isn't performing as we expected. And in these times, I try to remind myself that I've been on a much harder physical, mental, and emotional journey down in South Carolina. We need to keep going because there's no time to waste. In 2 short years, we have funded 25 plus companies, and we aim to 10x that next year. All of this could not be possible without the love and support from my husband, Liav, and Sunny Tai, my mom and dad, my sisters and brother, and all my family and friends and colleagues who have been on this ride with me. I'm sure many of them did not realize the roller coaster they signed up for. Especially to my parents, I can't believe how lucky I am to have been raised by your steady love, for always reminding me to be the big dog, and for never letting me forget that since the 2nd grade, I've been assertive, not bossy. And thank you to my team at Enduring Planet and my co-founder, Dimitri, who advocates for me consistently and nominated me for this award. I'm so excited to be a part of this amazing C3 community of women who are driving progress in the clean energy field and bringing all the mom energy to solving climate change. I'm deeply grateful for this platform and the opportunity to share my story and work. Thank you.